Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Dima here with the very beautiful face. You guys already know. If this is your first time stopping by, hi, I'm Dima and I talk about personal topics a lot. Maybe not a lot, but that's a very weird intro, but that's by the way. Welcome to a new video, guys. In today's video, I'll be talking about some common mistakes I made in my 20s. Okay, not like my 20s because I'm like still way more in my 20s, but some common mistakes I made in my early 20s. I feel like if I'd known these things sooner, if I've done things differently, my life would have turned out way better than it is right now. And of course, you know me, I'm like your girl, like your Instagram bestie, so I have to come here to bear it all because this is a very personal episode, honestly, because I'm going to like talk about things that legit happened to me. So this episode, I'm going to bear it all, talk about all my mistakes and things I wish I would have done differently to avoid this mistake. And I believe that you personally will learn a thing or two from this episode. And if you do that, please give this video a like, comment, share and subscribe. Okay, so now let's get into the video. Looking back at the early stages of my life, I made like some terrible mistakes that cost me a lot of opportunities. I made mistakes that cost me pains, cost me sadness, made me lose so much more in this life. As much as I was able to overcome these mistakes, as much as I was able to learn from my past and move on, and of course I'm getting on well now, I keep wanting to know how life would have been for me if I had done things differently. I keep wondering how my life would have turned out, which of course I know it would have turned out way more better if I had handled things differently, if I've taken a different route. If I haven't made some of the mistakes I made, I feel like I would have turned out like my life would have turned out like way better than it is now. I've done a lot of work on myself. I have learned and unlearned. Okay, I've moved on for most of these things that happened in the past. Now that I know better, I feel like it would be helpful for me to come on here and share my experience, talk about these mistakes, as someone can learn one or two things from it. So let's talk about my terrible mistakes. One of the biggest mistake I made earlier on in my life is trusting people too much. Hey, I'm bringing this first so that even if you don't take anything out from this video, please take this. Don't trust people too much or too easily. I used to trust people so much at the earlier stages of my life. Let's say my late teens, early 20s. I literally trust everybody and anyone because I feel like people see things the way I do. Well, looking at it, I may not really say I trust people too much. I think I would say I trust people easily. That seems like the same thing, but yes, I used to trust people a lot and people dealt with me. I'm not saying you shouldn't trust anyone. I'm not saying you shouldn't trust people, but all I'm saying is people have to work and earn your trust. Okay, don't go about handing trust out like candies. Okay, or what are sweets. Make sure people earn your trust, and even before you trust them or while you trust them from a place of wisdom. So one thing, make sure people earn your trust. The second thing, as you are trusting people, trust them from a place of wisdom. Okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't trust anyone, but let them work for it, let them earn it so that they don't mess up, even though some people will still mess up, but somehow it gives you like this protection. Okay? I've had people I have like 100% trust in trash it, like treat me like, oh, you just wasted your time, what were you thinking? Treat me like, oh, you thought I was going to do this, you thought I was like this nice person. Now I'm not even talking about romantic relationship. I'm talking about people you deal with like on a day-to-day basis. So if I'm talking about romantic relationship, that's a whole different story on its own, which is not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about generally, do not trust people. Even if you have to, of course, there are some things that can't survive without trust. So even if you have to, make sure they work hard and earn it, and make sure it's coming from a place of wisdom. Let me just put it in pidgin. Use your head. Use your head. Trust people with caution so that before they hurt you or before they start acting weird or do something that you wouldn't like, you've already seen it from miles apart. Like, that is the way I am now. Before you even start messing up, I saw it like few years ago, I saw it like weeks ago, I saw it like 2 weeks after I met you, or 2 weeks after we started doing whatever it is that brought us together. It could be business, it could be anything at all. I've seen it. I saw this clip about one lady saying that, oh, she's an overthinker, so before you even do something, she has already imagined it and overthought it, so it's no longer a surprise. So that is like somehow what I mean. Okay, the second biggest mistake, meanwhile these mistakes are in like no particular order, but the trust is like the first one I really learned really hard from it. So the second biggest mistake is worrying over things I can't control, worrying over situations I have zero control over, overthinking things and not really letting things play out. I used to be an overthinker. I'm not even going to lie, I still overthink some things, but maybe not as bad as I used to. I have so much anxiety about even the smallest things. I never really wait for things to play out, especially things I can't control. Like I'm seeing a situation and I know that I have zero control over this. Whether I think about it or not, it will happen the way it's meant to happen, but I will still have sleepless nights because of it. I just overthink it. I was always engulfed with this anxiety. Like I was always nervous, I was always anxious about things. It got so bad that I'm like anxious about the smallest of all things. When I mean smallest of all things, I'm talking about I'm in a queue trying to withdraw some money from the ATM. Like back in Nigeria, there is usually an ATM queue, even though there is POS business and all of that. But there is usually this queue at most ATMs. So my anxiety is so bad that if I'm standing on the queue and I'm like, oh, what if this ATM swallows my card? Why will it swallow your card? Of all the people for the ATM to swallow their card, it's your own it to swallow. Like I start panicking low key. Oh, what if it gets to my turn and it stop paying? I understand that these are like thoughts you can have, but I feel like I overthink my own too much. Why will it get to your turn? Like why will it get to my turn and the ATM will stop paying? Why? Like at the end of the day, I end up withdrawing and going back to my house or going to do whatever it is I planned to do. Like I just wasted my time, I just wasted my energy overthinking things I've got no control. Because even if this is something that would happen, there's nothing I can really do about other than getting the security man to please go help and bring my ATM card. That's if eventually the ATM swallows my card, which has never happened, but each time I want to withdraw, I keep thinking about it. This is not, I don't know if this is like a typical example, but I'm trying to let you guys know that I worry or overthink even the smallest of things. Now, there is this principle I live by. I'm not going to lie, it doesn't work all the time, and I don't use it all the time, but it's something that like really helped me with my overthinking. That is something that have really let me relax in some situation or make me not to overthink things and let things play out. Like I said, this is going to help you if you are someone like me, but I also advise you don't use it all the time, because I personally don't use it all the same time. But I notice that each time I apply this principle, I get to relax, I get to calm down, I am no longer as anxious, or maybe not even anxious at all. And that principle is life has been programmed. Okay guys, this life is a program. It's like a movie that has been acted and is being replayed. So no matter how much you worry about it, no matter how much you worry about something happening to a particular actor, there is nothing you can do to change it. The movie has been acted, it is just being replayed. So no matter how you sit at the comfort of your home, scream at your TV and do all sorts of things, you can't change what has been acted already. So that is the principle I use, and it helps me relax, because I feel like what's gonna be is gonna be. When it's time for something to happen, it will just happen, it will just play out. So relax, like it's enough, Zoike. Relax guys, it will play out, and don't worry, things will turn out well. Don't worry so much about it. I'm so much of a worrier, guys, and so much of an overthinker, but I feel like I'm getting better since I started using this principle. But like I said, I don't use it all the time. This is also not a reason for you not to fight for something you feel like you can change. I only use this when I know that this is a situation I have no control over. Then why worry? Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. Let things play out, relax, stop being anxious. I know it's not easy, I've been there. I still overthink sometimes, I'm not going to lie, but I feel like this principle is going to help you, but don't overuse it because it's going to make you a very lazy person, and you don't fight for things when you should, or you don't try to make things work when you should. Okay, another terrible mistake I made in my early 20s is not taking risks. Okay guys, I feel like, not that I know that I would have achieved way more things in life. I know that I would have been, my life would have probably turned out, I'm putting probably because we're talking about risk, my life would have probably turned out way better than it is now if I have taken risks. Okay guys, I am someone, or I used to be someone, who is scared of failure. I don't like to lose, I don't like to fail. And how do you succeed if you don't even fail? Like, it doesn't work. Like, failure and success goes hand in hand. Ask anyone who has really made it in life. Ask anyone who have really achieved some really good high milestone in life. They failed at some point. But I used to be someone that I would rather not try something out than try it and fail. And how will you know you will fail if you don't even get to try it out? How will you know? I strongly believe that your 20s is the time to take as much risks as you can. Not just your 20s, your early 20s. In fact, for this one, I'll just say your 20s. Your 20s is the time to take as much risk as you can. Why? Because I think, this is my personal opinion, of course, I think if you're in your 20s or you're in your early 20s and you take risk, for any reason it doesn't work out, or for any reason things don't turn out well, okay, or you fail in quotes, you still have time to recover. You still have time to counter the effect of the risk you've taken. Okay, I feel like in your 20s you have like enough time, and you are still like a child, not like a child in quotes, but you are trying to find yourself, you are trying to navigate life. So why not just take the risk? You still have time. I'm not saying you don't have time when you are in your 30s. I'm not saying you don't have time in your 50s. I'm not saying you don't have time in your 60s, but you guys know what I'm saying. So take as much risk as you can in your 20s. You have time to counter the effect. Let's say things don't play out well, which you don't even know if things will turn out well or not if you don't try. So you have to try, you have to take that risk, and then worry about the outcome later, but jump on it, take that risk. Another mistake I made in my early 20s is thinking that the world works the way it works in my head. Okay, thinking that people see things, or everyone see things exactly the way I see it. Okay, so if I'm saying that this is 6, I assume, or I'm already expecting you to see that this is a 6 and not a 9. I'm a very compassionate person. I'm also empathetic. Okay, I'm not trying to blow my trumpet, but I'm this kind of person that looks out for everyone. I also want to make sure that everyone is okay, which of course is not possible. I'm not jollof rice, I'm not sliced bread, I'm not the best thing that have happened to the world since sliced bread. I think I am, but you guys understand what I'm saying. You're not jollof rice. You cannot make everybody happy. Okay, even some people don't like jollof. It took me a while to realize that I can't really please everybody. It took me a while to realize that people would not always treat me the way I treat them. The fact that I'm being compassionate and caring to someone, or treating people the way I want to be treated, does not mean that people are going to treat me the same exact way I treat them, which is the good way. I was too sensitive, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Okay, but when I mean I was too sensitive, I mean in a good way, because I don't treat people bad, or let's say intentionally bad. I don't treat people bad because, one, I know it's not right for you to be bad to another human being. Okay, I know it's not right for me to treat someone bad morally. I also know, secondly, that if I'm being treated the way or the same exact way I'm treating someone else, I am not going to be happy. So before I do things, I put myself in someone's shoes and weigh it and know that, oh, if person do this thing to me, I no go dey happy. I was thinking, timid me, naive me, I was thinking that everybody reasons sanely the way I did. But oh man, people are mean. I feel like it's just me and maybe 6 more people in this entire world that like put people in our shoes before we treat them a certain way. People are mean, guys. People don't care about you. I know it's not everybody, but just know that the fact that you're being nice to somebody, the fact that you've been brought up to treat people nicely, the fact that You don't even really go out of your way to be a nice person. You don't even go out of your way to be a good person. That does not mean that you will always come in contact with good people. That does not mean you will always come in contact with nice people. Like, there are a lot of terrible people in this life, God. There are a lot of mean people. The fact that you're a nice person, the fact that you like to make everyone happy, that does not mean you will always come across nice people. I've been nice to people and they end up taking advantage of me or my niceness. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be nice to people, but just know that everyone is not as sane as you are. Just know that everyone is not a good person the way you are. Okay, people are brought up differently, people see things differently. The world does not work the way it works in your head. The fact that this is a 6, my dear, someone else is seeing it as a 2, someone else is seeing it as a 5. So people don't always reason the way you do. People don't always see things the way you do. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be nice to people. I'm not saying you shouldn't care for people, but be very cautious, okay? Care for people, but do it from a place of wisdom. Be kind to people, be nice to people, but do it with your eyes wide open. Watch people closely, because no matter how people appear physically, that is just about 5%, or let's say highest 10% of who they truly are. There is like a whole lot more deep inside of them that you don't know, but which you will get to know as they unravel themselves. And what is the only thing that can help you see these people for who they truly are is time. Okay, give people time and they will show you who they really are. Physical appearance is just about 5 to 10% of what or who someone really is. It's just a matter of time before you get to know them. So while you are being nice, while you are being kind and all of that, doing all those things for them, be very cautious. Okay, I know some of us cannot help it. We can't help being nice and all of that, but just be very careful so that you are not being taken advantage of. Okay, another mistake I made was thinking that I'm running out of time. Okay, so this is like a double-edged sword, because there's like a flip side to it, and that is thinking that I have all the time. I used to think, oh, I'm at so age, I'm at so time in my life, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have graduated, I should have started this business. Oh, I'm not doing so well. Oh, this, oh, that. And social media doesn't make it easy for us. Like, social media pressure, that one is another story on its own. So I usually do not, or I used to not give myself the chance to figure life out and feel like it is okay. Like, it's okay not to have everything figured out. It's okay not to have graduated. It's okay not to have done the things I think by societal standard I should have done at this age. I used to put this pressure on myself even without knowing it, that I'm at a point in my life where I should have achieved this, I should have achieved that. Not like I compare myself with people, because I'm one person that I really compare myself with people, because growing up we've been taught to believe that we all have our individual paths that we should follow. So growing up, I'm just used to not comparing myself with anybody, because I feel like, oh, this is happening to this person, or this person have achieved this. Oh, fine, that is their path. Will I achieve that? If it's something I want to achieve, yes, I can, but it might take me less time or more time, or it can happen in a different way. That is my own part. So I'm not talking about comparing myself, but I'm talking about not giving myself enough time to realize that I'm still very young. Okay, I haven't figured life out, and figuring life out is not the easiest thing to do. Everybody can testify to this. Figuring life out is not the easiest thing to do. This is my first life. I've never lived this life before, so I am not expected to figure life out, figure everything out at this age. But I didn't know that I was putting so much pressure on myself. One day I called myself to order and I was like, Chidinma, slow down. Like, I was like, do like this, do like this. I just asked myself, where are you running to? Why are you not living in the moment? Why do you think you should have figured everything out at this age? Why are you putting so much pressure on yourself? Why are you not living in the moment and missing out on special stages in your life because you feel like you should have achieved more, you feel like you should have done more, you feel like you should have figured it out by now? I had to call myself to order. Guys, learn to take life easy. Learn to take life one day at a time. You are still young. You are not supposed to have figured it out by now. You have not lived this life before, unless you have, because I'm speaking for myself this time around. This is my first life. I've not lived this life before, so nobody is expecting you to figure things out. It's all in your head to think that everybody is expecting you to have it figured out or to achieve all of these things, which I don't know. I'm just trying to say that take it one day at a time, take life slowly. You are still trying to figure life out, you are still trying to navigate life, which is not even the easiest thing to do. Like, one of the most difficult things to do in this life is to figure out what life is to figure your life out. So my dear, take life easy, take life jeje, take life one day at a time. Okay, now on the other side is you don't have all the time in the world. Yes, I know it's conflicting, but time doesn't wait for anybody. The world is not going to wait for you. People are going to move on without you. The life will keep moving without you. So you do not have all the time in the world. Yes, I know this sounds weird, I know this sounds conflicting, but you don't have all the time in the world. People are not going to wait for you. The world is not going to wait for you. So all I'm trying to say is work hard, pray harder, so that things happen in your life when they should, okay? So that you avoid unnecessary delay in your life. Don't relax so much thinking that you have all the time in your hands. You don't. I'm not also saying you should rush life, no, but just know that life goes by really fast. I know it's conflicting, but someone has to say it. I have to say it. Life goes by really fast, and make use of your time. All I'm trying to say is create a balance. As much as you are taking your time to figure life out, as much as you are trying to take life one day at a time, also remember that time waits for no one, okay? Make use of your time properly. I'm just basically trying to let you know that life goes by really fast, so try and find a balance, try and create a balance. That's all that really matters, okay? Guys, it's been a long ride. I feel relieved, I feel happy that I'm able to like share my experience. I'm able to also like share the lessons I've learned. If you find this video useful, which I think you would or should, please give me a thumbs up, comment your experiences or the mistake you've made in the past and you've learned from, okay? Just, I don't know, let's interact in the comment section. And please, if you like videos like these, self-development videos, subscribe to my channel because I have more coming. And if this is your first time stopping by, I hope you find a reason to stick around. We have so much fun and we learn a lot on this channel. I will see you guys in my next video, but before then, do it, take care of yourself and make good choices. Bye.